basketball? You betcha I'm back. It is the Daily Trainer, and I'm back with another training session. And as I told you, I work with a lot of people because I give them what they need, guaranteed to succeed each and every day for the game that they love to play. And I'm here to help you in every way. So today I have twins. And this is an interesting story because these two twins have been ballers since they were young. And they came to me on this particular day just looking for some work. And I told them I would give them the basic work and just fine-tune some simple fundamentals. And so basically what we were working on is just simple crossovers, driving to the baseline, a couple in and out situations, coming off of some pick and roll stuff too. But we're just getting to the baseline because in high school basketball, the schemes are a little bit different than in college. And you can put the ball on the ground a little bit more in basketball and get away with it. So I like them to dribble to their spots. Sometimes it was dribbling a little too much as they were getting to the baseline on 2 to 3 dribbles sometimes. And that's okay. Coming from the wing off the dribble already. But Saj and Sai, they are really good basketball players. Saj is coming off of a very good season with a highly ranked private school team. And Saya is coming off of some injuries recently, and she is back. And I'm excited to see her play this year. Right here, we were working on the drive and the contact, as sometimes we're tired in the game, right? And we'll make that bump, and that person won't go anywhere. And with that bump, because we're tired, we tend to fade. And so seeing them as high school players, as they're still developing their strength, one being a senior, the other one being a junior, we are seeing the contact being made standing high, which is now throwing them off balance. And it makes them kind of hold the basketball higher and hold, which now eliminates the lift on the basketball the way they want and the control. So what I helped them with was loading into their shot with the bump. So they would bump with the load and then load into the shot, and then that would give them the power to, raise enough to where they can shoot over the top of the defender. And that's something I always emphasize because in the area we're in, they won't see taller defenders as much. So now, how do I get that ball up on a consistent basis, even over a short defender, so that it's always the same no matter what level I see? So that's typically what we were working on there. Now, I threw a little sauce in the game here where both of these players are taller in their positions. So Saya is a guard as well as Saj. And basically what I was teaching them is once you've made contact and squared up and established contact, now what you've established is stabilization for the defender to hold. Once they hold, you're going to change positions almost like a boxer in a southpaw stance, right? When they switch up their stance, it's awkward. So now you don't expect the guard to post you up like a big. And this is, Villanova like Jalen Brunson and all those guys that went to Villanova, Mikal Bridges, I believe his name is Sadiq Bey, the DiVincenzos, the Gillespie's. They have this potential to post you up like big men, and then they have the footwork. So not only am I teaching them a fadeaway, which is a low percentage shot, I get it, but it's still effective when you have to go to it. And if you practice it, the time you take it, you'll probably make it. Okay, and the biggest thing here was loading again on the turn so that they weren't off balance and it was more of a controlled fade. Now, I know people are watching it and saying, why aren't you teaching the fundamentals? I've been working out these two kids for probably roughly 8 years. So we've went over all the basics. We continue to touch on the basics. Remember, this isn't a full workout. I'm just showing you one aspect of what we did in the workout. And I like to challenge them because they're so skilled already. And it's really an opportunity for them to grow mentally as they see a little something different, and then we go back to something they're familiar with. So I don't only do things that are difficult for them, I just show them. And what they've always done as youngins is they would take what I would show them, take it back to their dad or their mom, talk about what I showed them, and then they would go work on it at home because they have a nice court, indoor and outdoor at home. So just always trying to challenge their mind. And in a past episode, I've talked about, the ability to grow mentally as well as physically. And that's what this is. Always happy to see where they are because I knew they would be good basketball players. And sometimes when we know they're going to be good basketball players, we almost don't push them as hard as we did as kids because we think they know it all or they're good enough. And I think they still have a long way to go because they want to play at the highest level. And the highest level is only getting better and better, right? So my goal here is to break it down in small details, and their job is to take it back and utilize what they need to in their game. When I train people, I give them things that they can use according to what they do in the game and kind of what their system is and what their coaches allow in game. I don't just train players and do drills. The biggest thing you have to focus on is, are you making the player better at what they're good at already and then adding something to their game as well as helping them improve their weaknesses, whether it's a big growth or a slight growth. Are you helping them with their weaknesses? So that has to be identified right away. But because I know these two and I've known them for a very long time, I already know what the growth needs to look like, what their tendencies have been since they were younger. So when it comes to training, for me, it is the longevity piece that helps. And I think that is something that is missed today because trainers are hired real quick. And if parents aren't happy or, it's not an individual one-on-one all the time, I think sometimes parents will jump from trainer to trainer, and to be with someone for so long and know them very well, I think that is an advantage too when it comes to training. So I've been grateful enough to have been chosen to choose these two and work with them over time, and can't wait to be a part of their signing day when they sign to whatever college they decide to. They have great grades, they're great athletes, and they're great people. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So Basketball U, I hope you see a few moves you like. The post-up game for the beginners is definitely something that you don't want to get into yet. For some more advanced players that have bigger bodies at the guard position and can't get by guys, this is a good one for you. So I hope you utilize it as you see me a little bit tired on film, right? So Basketball U, I thank you for coming through as you always do. And remember, someone's always working. Are you?